welcome back to my channel, Planty Princess 92. My name's Ashley, and I bet you cannot guess why we're here today. An unboxing! So I have two plants to unbox today. One is a Caladium Candyland, and the other is a Syngonium Albo Variegata, I believe it is called. So I will put both those names on the screen when I unbox the plants. I'm going to do the Caladium first, and then the Albo Variegated Syngonium second. So stay till the end of the video to see this really raved about plant. So we'll start with the Caladium. This is my first ever Caladium. They can be grown as annuals or perennials. In warmer climates, they can be grown outside, or I live in zone 7A or something like that, somewhere close to there. So I get warm summers and cold winters. So where, in my zone, I'd be able to put this outside in the summer, but then I'd have to bring it indoors through the winter. As far as I've read, these are generally easy care plants. They like to stay moderately moist, so they do not like to dry out whatsoever, but they don't like to be wet to the point where they're soggy, developing root rot. I think they're pretty general level humidity. So, as with the general household humidity should be just fine for these plants. And they like bright indirect light. They can handle very low levels of direct sun, but you cannot leave them in too harsh of direct sun too long, or the leaves will burn. So I would suggest a northeast facing window or an east facing window for that bright and direct light in the morning would be just fine for this plant. So it was boxed in here, and it was taped down to this styrofoam to kind of keep it wedged in place. It also came with a little note saying thank you. It's a Caladium. Let's see what this says. It looks like it may be some care tips. So like I said, this is a Candyland. Its hardiness is zone 9. So for outdoors, it needs a zone 9 or above. The bloom season is summer. Sun requirements are full sun and partial shade. But like I said, don't leave it in full sun too long because it will scorch the leaves. You want to place your indoor Caladiums where they will get lots of bright and direct light. They like more acidic-y soil that's moist but yet well draining. And water your Caladium often, but don't overwater it. Fertilize once a month. Now, if you've watched some of my other videos, you would know that I fertilized all my plants with new plant food, which is an organic fertilizer. So I do not take the synthetic route. So if you are going with the synthetic route, I would do as the instructions suggested, to fertilize them once a month. Probably I would say at half strength. If I were going to use a synthetic fertilizer, that's what I would do. Or I would go bi-weekly at a quarter strength. Now, because I use new plant food, I fertilize my plants that are growing in soil every time I water, because it's not harsh on the plant's roots, and there are no harmful chemicals in the fertilizers that I use, because like I said, they're organic. So I do feed every time I water, and then, as well as the plants that I grow semi-hydroponically, it's already in the solution. So aside from me topping off with the fresh water, there's always that plant food in there. So now it's wrapped around with a brown paper, like a brown paper bag-ish type paper, and it's potted up in a styrofoam cup. The pictures of this plant were so beautiful. Caladiums are like begonias. They're mainly grown for their foliage, not necessarily their flowers, because their foliage itself are so beautiful and colorful. There are so many different varieties that are stunning, to say the least. So this one is the Caladium Candyland. Now with the more light given, the more pink variegation you will get in these leaves. Very nice. I got this on Etsy. I think for only like $15, $20 tops maybe. So I will link that seller in the description below. Very beautiful. That's neat. And the stems are kind of like, see if I can get that in the picture. You see how they're like kind of zigzagged, like zebra sort of. So that is, it has 3 leaves, and that is the Candyland Caladium. All right, we'll set that one aside. And now we will open the star of the video, the Albo Syngonium. I got this on eBay from a seller who I will also link in my description down below. The communication with the seller was really great. We had a little small conversation, and what I like about sellers like this, now this isn't a seller who always has tons of stock of plants on their page. They are just another plant loving family that cuts and propagates their own plants that they have growing in their home, which to me says more than buying from a big corporation who has tons of plants in stock. And why that is because I know that 9 times out of 10, when I'm buying from an individual who is a plant enthusiast like myself, I know that the plant is going to be grown with care, grown with love, and you know, for the most part, it's not going to be overpriced, which is a big thing nowadays with these variegated plants, especially with these variegated plants, because you know, sellers are just selling them for outrageous amounts of money. And you know, I feel that everybody deserves the opportunity to have, you know, these amazing, beautiful plants in their collection. So this is how it's boxed. It has a bunch of the cotton inside of it. And then after the cotton, it's wrapped in that tissue paper again. And there was extra stuffed in the sides, so that way it would keep it from shaking around during shipping. Not sure which way this goes. I hate when that happens. It makes me nervous. Okay, so inside the tissue paper, it is fully wrapped with more cotton, which keeps the leaves nice and secure from any squishing or deformation. And I think that greatly helps protect the leaves. So I'm really impressed with this packaging. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. So ladies and gentlemen, the Albo Syngonium. That is beautiful. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leaves. There's a 6th leaf on the way right here. There is a half moon variegated leaf. Then we have a splotch variegated leaf. Another one that's like half moon variegated, but splotch half moon is like half and half. And then this one's just variegated on the ear. It has that white patch on the ear and then has little spots of variegation on various other parts of its leaves. What's also nice is there was a stick or a straw put in here to keep it from crushing this way. And then it was wrapped, it looks like it's wrapped in moist paper towels, some cotton at the base of the plant, and then in a sandwich baggie to keep the moisture in and the soil in, which was nice. There was no soil in either one of these boxes actually. Now this one was potted up in a styrofoam cup, but she did put saran wrap over along with little peanuts in there, as well as tape to keep the soil from falling out, and no soil got in either one of these boxes or anywhere on my table. So that one I'm not going to take out only because it's already potted up and I don't want to disturb the roots. But this one I will take apart and show you guys the root system because it's not in a pot. Now, Syngoniums are generally easy care plants because it has that white variegation. It will require a little more light than your normal Syngonium would. These would be good in an east-facing window, in a west-facing window, or even pulled back a few feet from a southern-facing window. They could probably survive, they would survive in a north-facing window as well, but they just wouldn't thrive, and you may lose some of the variegation because that probably wouldn't be enough light to hold, especially the white variegation, because if as you know, or if you don't know, white variegation doesn't photosynthesize, so therefore can't provide energy for the plant. So the soil and the paper towels are still moist, which is great. And I will just kind of shake this off. Ooh, we have a nice root system. This is fantastic. They even have, the roots even have fibrous roots already coming off of them. So this is a pretty already established root system, which is great. So that's the root system we're working with. I think I am also going to decide to pot this one up in leca and grow this beauty semi-hydroponically. Now I have 3 other Syngoniums that are growing in soil, and I have 1 other Syngonium, which is that magic marble, so another variegation, another white variegated form of Syngonium that is growing in leca currently, and it's doing well so far. I had that one in my humidity tent, and I think that was a little too much humidity for the soft stems on it. It was kind of making it mushy and growing a little bit of fuzzy mold at the base. But now that I've taken it out, that seems to have ceased. These stems seem a little thicker, so they would probably be fine in my grow tent. But either way, these will thrive off of a little higher setting in humidity and brighter light. So these are the 2 wonderful plants I got from 2 great sellers. I'm impressed with both packaging and both plants. I'm very satisfied. And I believe I paid around $40, give or take, for this one as well. So that is the Candyland Caladium and the Albo Syngonium. Thank you guys again for joining me in another unboxing. I hope you guys enjoy these videos because I just can't stop ordering plants. So there will be tons more to come. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're interested in the if you're interested in the content I provide. If you have any extra care tips or any suggestions on how you care for your plants, please leave those in the comments below. And as always, every plant's a princess.